Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. We are here to get on the healing path after infidelity. You've been cheated on. You have a person who is your person, but they were kind of an idiot. And you're trying to figure out exactly how you're going to forgive them, how you're going to move forward after this betrayal. And I'm here to try and put you on the healing path today. Well, that's exactly what I do. I am a relationship coach for women who want to stay and reconcile after infidelity. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I know people will tell you that's a bad thing to do. You shouldn't do it. But the thing is, if this is the person you really want, if this is your person, if you never imagined that this could possibly happen and you don't want to throw your entire life with them away just because they did something stupid and hurtful, that is a completely reasonable thing to feel. That is not out of the ordinary. There are 6,000 women in my Facebook group right now who would agree with you who are trying to do the same thing. So I don't want you to feel bad about that here with me. I did it myself. We are 15 years past the last D-Day, not the first, the last D-Day. And, he proves to me every day. He proves to me more and more and more that I made the right decision. And I feel like if you feel like this is your person, he's going to show you later on. It's not right this second. You're not going to be feeling it right this second, but soon you are going to feel like, oh, I really did make the right choice for myself. This is my person. He's showing me he's my person. I'm trying to tell you how to get there, okay? All right, so everybody that's here with me, come on, say hey. Give me some likes, give me some love. Let me make sure that I can see everybody that is here. All right. Oh, we were having a good time last week. I'm hoping we'll have a good time this week. Please, you are here with me and ask me questions. I want to hear from you. I want to be able to answer the questions that are burning in your brain right now, the things that you need to know, that you need to figure out to be able to get past this. I want you to have it, okay? Angela, hey. Bill said, hey, Bill. Oh, are y'all together now? Is the holiday gonna mess with your school schedule? You get to be together a little bit. It's Thursday now. Are you home? Oh, that'd be so nice if you got a little extra time because of the holiday. All right, let me see. Okay, got that open. That's over there. All right. Looks like I can see everything. So, everybody that's here with me, if you're here with me on the replay, hashtag replay, let me know that you got here. But everybody that's with me, I want you to ask me questions, okay? Whatever is going on in your brain, whatever is bothering you, I am here to help you with that right this second, okay? So take advantage while I am here to serve you, okay? All right. Let's see. Angela, you say yes. I got to come home. Oh, okay. You got to come home for a few days after qualifying early at the firing range. I know that's right. Get it? So, go back on Sunday and have 2 weeks left. All right. That's some Thirsty Thursday right there. You only got 2 more weeks left. And you out here qualifying at the firing range. Go ahead on. Get your firearm on. All right. Linda, hi. Glad you're here. Hello. All right. Don't see anybody on Instagram just yet, but that is all right. We're going to go ahead and talk about the things we talk about. So, first thing, always. I'm going to always tell you this. I want you to always be doing this, okay? I need this to be a habit. I need this to be something that you do so often that you can fall into it without really having a whole bunch of conscious thought. I need you to do your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Have you? I'm trying to tell you, when you're having more trouble, you're not doing your deep breathing as much. You are struggling instead of regulating that breathing, regulating those emotions, and getting back in control of yourself. If you're really struggling, you're probably not doing your deep breathing. So I want you to do that with me. We do it 3 times together, but I want you to do 5 times a day, okay? Throughout the day, from the very beginning, when you first wake up in the morning, think of some things that you are grateful for and go ahead and do your deep breathing. Before you go to bed at night, do your deep breathing. It helps you get into a relaxed state of mind. It helps you to rest better. It's a good thing. All right. And then through the day, if that anxiety is trying to ratchet itself up, we're going to keep that down. We're going to keep that under control. We are not going to let that just skyrocket off into the stratosphere. We are going to calm it down by doing our deep breathing through the day. All right. So I need you to be doing that. Please do your deep breathing, okay? What we do is 4-7-8 breathing. If you've never done that before, what we do is we blow out, try and exhale and empty out your lungs. Then you're going to inhale for a count of 4. Now, that can be through your nose, but I'm like right this second, I have a sinus headache and my allergies are trying to act up. So I may not be able to breathe through my nose. If you can't do that, that's fine. Breathe through your mouth. However, you're going to inhale for a count of 4. Then you're going to hold that breath for a count of 7. And then you're going to blow out like you're blowing out an entire cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8, all right? If you don't have it the first time, try it again with me. You'll have it by the second or third time, all right? This is not something that you can fail at. So I don't want you feeling bad. I don't want you stressing out about your technique, doing your deep breathing. Just do your deep breathing, all right? All right, we're going to do it together. We're going to do 3, all right? And I will count it out for you, all right? First things first, we're going to blow out. Make that noise. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How does it feel when you're doing your deep breathing? Should feel pretty good. You should get some oxygen up to your brain, have some clearer thoughts. You might get a little sleepy. You might get wired. Whatever it is, you need to be doing this deep breathing on a regular basis throughout the day. When you are anxious, when you have been traumatized, and this is a trauma that you are dealing with, when that happens, your brain just decides that it's going to take off and run with the fight or flight, okay? That is what is happening. When you are freaking out, when you are all emotionally unregulated, that's what's happening. Your body is taking this as, oh, there is a threat here, there's a danger, let's react in a fight or flight way. Now, all right, that's great that our bodies do that. It's super handy. However, we don't need that just because we are dealing with some emotional upheaval right now. We don't need to be in fight or flight mode because fight or flight mode is very isolating, where it's not trying to be in a relationship, okay? So when we are sending that signal to our brain by deep breathing, by controlling our breath, that is the very first thing that starts off getting out of whack when you have that fight or flight response. That is the very first sign that your body is going into that reaction because your breathing changes. Your breathing gets more shallow and you don't inhale as much oxygen. You don't exhale as much carbon dioxide. As you're doing that, there is a trigger in your brain that says, ooh, the carbon dioxide level is going up. Must be something going on. And so then that gets you going too. So if we can do the very, very simple thing of breathing, of paying attention to our breath and breathing, it's going to be better. When you make that sound, when you make that whooshing sound when you blow out, that is a trigger to your brain. That is, hey, every time she makes that sound, we're doing deep breathing, which means we're calming down, which means she doesn't need me to freak out right now. Oh, okay. And then you train your brain not to keep doing that. All right. We've got to be working on that deep breathing, bring that anxiety level down day by day, bringing it on down. Hey there, Selena. I see you over there on Instagram. Hello, girl. All right. So the next thing, of course, do your journaling. It goes along with the deep breathing. Okay. Do both. If you are doing your journaling on a regular basis, you are getting the thoughts out from up here and putting them down on paper. Hey, Sarah, glad you're here. Hello, hello. I want you to take 5 minutes first thing in the morning and then right before you go to bed and write in your journal. Okay, Selena, tell them about writing in your journal. You got to do that. You got to do that. You got to be taking that bit of time for yourself, because what you'll do is you'll get those thoughts out of your brain and down on the paper. If you do it first thing in the morning, you can plan for, okay, what is likely to trigger me today? What am I going to run into that might be an issue? How will I handle that issue when it comes across? What good thing am I going to do for myself because I handled it well? You know what? Plan it out, all right? You will have some anticipation of what's going to happen, and then you won't be surprised by it, and then it won't ruin your day, okay? And then at night before you go to bed, if you're having nightmares still, you having nightmares about what happened, hey, it's a good way to get those nightmares gone. Write it down in your journal. Talk about what fears you have, what anxiety is going on, and then talk about the love too, so that you can get into a better place mentally before you go to sleep, and then your brain won't be giving you nightmares all night. All right, so we got to be doing our journaling. Doesn't matter what kind of journal you have, itty bitty, pocket one. What else I got over here? Oh, the shiny, look at that, shiny holographic one. I don't care what journal you use. It does not matter. I just need you to be using it, all right? Sit down. Use your journal. Selena said, yes, it makes a big difference. It really does. Sitting down, just giving that time to yourself. You're worth 10 minutes. You're worth that. You're not worth 10 minutes in your own head. Well, then how can you be worth 10 minutes in your relationship? You've got to accept that that is your worth. You are supposed to take that for yourself and help yourself heal. Don't wait around for anybody else to do it for you. I'm trying to tell you, if you keep on waiting for somebody to heal you, to fix you, to make this all better, you never feel better. It will just keep getting worse and worse and worse. Do the actions of a person that's trying to heal, that is healing, and then you will get the benefits of healing. That's how that works. You cannot do the actions of a person who is hurting and get to healing. It's too far of a jump. You can't get there. All right. Next thing is to be grateful. You know what I do for gratefulness? We got Thirsty Thursday on deck every week in my Facebook group. We ask about what good things have happened. What good things have happened in our lives this week that we can celebrate together, that we can say, hey, yes, good things are still happening in my life. Just because this bad thing has happened doesn't mean that all the good things are just erased. I am having a wonderful time with this. And when you are in that state of mind, in that grateful state of mind, it pulls you out of that anxious, angry, sad state of mind. It's easier to get to grateful from there than to, outright happy and trusting. It's easier to get to grateful. So let's make that jump to grateful. Every morning, wake up first thing in the morning, say 5 things that you are super grateful for. Bionic babe Selena over here has been a year sober for her and her boo. That is some good Thirsty Thursday right there. Whole year together, working it out, because this was a problem and we are solving that problem together. We love each other. We are each other's rock. We are going to get through this. That's what I'm talking about, Selena. That's that good stuff. So I want you all to be doing that on a regular basis. Say the good things that are happening in your life, all right? Let's see, Caroline. Caroline said, this is some good news. Caroline said he has moved back in and we have put our rings back on. He is finally doing all of the things that he had been promising. I know that's right, Caroline. I'm so happy for you. Glad you got your ring back on, girl. Y'all, you got to put your ring back on. That's part of allowing that healing to happen. Saying, okay, this is still a marriage. Yeah, I'm mad at you. Yeah, things haven't gone the way that we wanted wanted them to, but we are still in this together. I love it. You know I love to hear good news from you. I love that every week that I get to hear good things that are happening in your lives. I want to celebrate the good stuff with you too. I'm here for you for this bad stuff. I am all the way here for you for that. But I also want you to tell me about the good things. Hype it up. Remember that these are good days for you too. It's not just all bad, all right? The pain, the trauma will want you to believe that. I don't want you to say, oh, everything is awful and my life is miserable all the time, because then you are more susceptible to that effect on your nervous system, to that fight or flight response. If you're already thinking everything is bad, then when your nervous system kicks in and says, yes, everything is bad and you should be afraid, it seems like that's a reasonable thing. And it just piles on top of each other until you are just feeling like you are drowning in a sea of emotion. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We can find out like what our body and what our brains are doing and then work against that. We do not have to fall into that. Hello, Diana. Hi. Diana says hello to everybody. Glad that you are here. Thank you for coming. See so many people on Facebook. Sherry, hello. How are you? Glad you're with me. Everybody's coming on in. I'm so glad that you're here. If you've got something else for Thirsty Thursday, please let me know. Caroline, not the only one on the post, but I want to hear your good news. So if you got good news, post it. All right, put it up. All right. And then the last thing that I know for sure, these are all things that I have said you can do. All right. When you are going through this trauma, these are things that you can have control over, that you can do all by yourself without waiting on your mate to try and heal you or fix you. That's what I love to give you, that stuff, because that's the thing that helped me. Okay, when everybody was telling me, well, he needs to do this, that, and the third, and that's the only way you're going to be able to heal. I was like, hold on. You're trying to say that if he doesn't do X, Y, and Z, then I'm not allowed to heal? That sounds crazy. I don't think that sounds realistic at all. I'm going to try that a different way, because that seems stupid to me. That seemed like, okay, so he's going to be completely in control of my emotions. I'm in love, but I'm not that in love. Nobody's supposed to be completely in control of our emotions, okay? If that is happening, that's a codependent relationship. That's a whole nother thing we are dealing with, okay? So if you can only be happy if they're doing all the things, then that is completely codependent behavior. It's not healthy. I don't want you to feel like that. So I want you to be able to do the things that make you feel better, that get you on the road to healing. And then as you are doing that, you are an example. You are bringing him along the healing path with you, all right? But the last thing that you can do all by yourself is to stop asking all those damn questions. I know you want to ask them. I know you want to bring it up. I know you want to mention it. I know you do. I know you feel like there shouldn't be anything wrong with us having conversation about it. The problem is, this is a trauma. This is not a regular conversation you're trying to have. You are trying to discuss something extraordinarily traumatic that happened in your relationship. It is very difficult to do that. And when that happens, our brains want us to ask a whole bunch of questions. Our brains want us to ask all the details, because that's the way our brains work. When we are going through a trauma, when we've experienced something like this, our brain tries to collect all the information that it possibly can, because then if it gets all the information, it can recognize the pattern of, oh, this thing may be happening again. All right, that's great. No. That is a lovely thing that our brains do for us. It is very much appreciated. However, it kind of sucks in a relationship. Then you are constantly bombarding them with questions about what has happened in the past, living in the past instead of living in the present and forgiving them in this moment. All right. We're stuck in the past when we're asking all those damn questions. Okay. So what I want you to do is try and stop asking the questions. If you possibly can, try not to do that. Angela said, your own brain will use that information against you later. It is ammo against you that your brain is collecting. When it wants you to ask all those questions, it's ammo against you, not against them. It's against you ever feeling better about this. It is every time I start to let the wall down and I start to get closer, the answer that I drew out of him is going to come back to haunt me and then make me feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't forgive. Maybe I shouldn't let the wall down. So it's always going to be against you. So don't fall for it. Stop asking those questions, all right? Sarah said, forget it, death by 1,000 cuts. That's exactly what you're doing to yourself. Just every single solitary time, just another little nick so you can bleed out a little bit. It's not good for you, okay? When you're talking about trauma, you continue to traumatize yourself. We don't need to keep doing that. All right. You said, love my energy. Yes, this is push behavior, and he will pull away. Exactly. We've got to recognize what energy that we are giving. If you're constantly talking about the past, you're not healing. You're just stuck in that memory. And then the more detail you get, the more detailed the memory becomes. And now we're stuck there for good. We can't do that to ourselves. We are worth much more than just staying in our worst possible moment. All right. We got better things to do. We got bigger and better timelines to move on to. We cannot live there. Okay. We can't live in that pain anymore. And I don't want you to do that anymore. So I'm going to give you something else. Better questions. All right. If you are just determined, if your body and your brain are just like, I have to ask some questions, this is a better way to go about it. It's called the and. All right, the healing edition. They have different editions. They have like mother and child. They have like, long-term couples. I have that one up here too. It does not matter which one you get, really. But this is a good one with the healing questions because it has questions that are like, oh, let me reveal a little bit of something. Let me let down that wall. Yes, that could be a touchy question, but we're working through it together. It's got good questions in there like that. And give yourself something better. Give yourself something better to ask, okay? Let me give you a few, all right? This is on Amazon. It's the and in Amazon, and I think they're about $30 now. They were like 25 when I started. All right, the first one is, what's one experience you're glad that I had and why? Oh, I like that. That's an interesting one. What's one experience that you're glad I had and why? What's one experience that you're glad I had and why? All right. All right. Next one is, what do you think has the greatest influence on our relationship? It's a pretty good one, right? That's not bad at all. What do you think has had the greatest influence on our relationship? So asking a question, but not a destructive question, all right? What do you think has had the greatest influence on our relationship? And then one more. What's one experience you wish we can share together in the next year? Ooh, sounds like a date or a vacation. What's one experience that you wish that we can share together in the next year? And here, what's one experience you wish we could share together in the next year? All right, that's a good one. That's making plans for the future. We are still going to be together. We are. It's hard, but we're still going to be together in this year. We're going to work things out. We're going to have good times together, all right? Sarah, you said forgive and the details, and how many of these do you need? How many do you need? The whole thing about forgiving is not actually, it doesn't really have anything to do with them, technically. Forgiving, by definition, is to start to feel better, to not be hurtful, to not be resentful after you've been harmed in some way. That is what forgiving is. So, we don't need more details to hurt us. We don't need more stabs to the chest to go ahead and forgive. We don't need that. That's extra. We don't need that. And so we're going to just try and work with the details that we have. Okay, if you want to believe whatever you want to believe, just believe it. If you got all these questions and it's running through your head and you're the little monster in your head is screaming that, oh, well, it was like this, fine. Believe that that's the case, but decide that you're going to forgive anyway. Because, okay, yeah, even if that was the case, even if he was just a terrible, insensitive, selfish person and he was just purposely doing this to hurt you in some way, all right, he's trying to fix that now. You want to fix that now. Let's move forward. All right, being stuck on the details, what good does it do you? It doesn't. It doesn't do you any good. I promise. I tried it like that. I tried to keep on asking all the details, and I am a Gemini, honey. I can talk and I can think about a ton of questions, and it did not help at all. The answers that he did give me sucked. And then, of course, he's defensive about it because everybody's defensive talking about something they did wrong. Everybody is. Don't sit here and say that you're not, because I am too, and I try very hard to be sensitive. But truth be told, we are all a little sometime. We're a little bit. We have issues when we're going to talk about something that we did wrong. So that's a totally normal thing. And then, I'd be feeling some kind of way about that totally normal thing. How dare he get so defensive about this? I just want to know answers, and he didn't give me any answers before. And then that leads down a bad path too. All right. We cannot keep doing that to ourselves. We cannot do that and heal. You could keep doing that to yourself. If that is really what you would want, have at it. Feel free. But it isn't fun. I know it's not fun. It doesn't look like fun when I'm watching you do it either. So I know for me it wasn't fun. It doesn't look like it's fun for you. I would give you a better way to go about it. I don't want you to keep on suffering as you have. All right. And letting go of some of those questions. Whew, that's a big way to do it. That is a huge way to do it. All right. So let's see. It is question time. Who has some questions for me? There's none on the post. What? There's no questions on the post. Sherry, you found it in the yeah. See, I figured out. Okay, before I thought I had to make the event on Facebook and then go to my streaming and then make the event through there. But I can just make the event on the StreamYard thing, and then it goes to everything, and it doesn't give me duplicates. Haha. Figured out some technology. This is beautiful. It used to be like that. I think when I first started using it, I had to set it up first and then put it into StreamYard. But they got more advanced. So, hey, works for me. Works for me. All right. If you are here with me, give me questions. Give me thoughts. Give me something to talk to you about, because I want to answer all your questions. I want you to know I am not gatekeeping any information here. I know that there are a lot of coaches and programs out there, and they're just like, oh, well, yes, I will tell you how to fix this, but you have to pay me thousands of dollars to be able to do that. All of the information that I give to my clients is in my Facebook group. It is in the videos that I have done they're on YouTube too. All of it. Like everything that I tell people on a day-to-day basis, I have a series on TikTok about things I say every single day. I am not gatekeeping any of this information. I want you to know. I don't want you to hurt anymore. And then, okay, if you feel like, hey, I need a little assistance with this, let me work with you. I am happy to do that with you. But I want to tell you, I want you to know exactly how to start healing this, because you deserve to heal. Every one of us deserves to heal. This was something bad that happened to you. And of course, everybody's got bad stuff that happens to them. It's how we come back from it that really matters. It's guaranteed we're going to have something bad happen to us. That's going to happen. And the whole thing with the cheating, the idea of, oh, I just want to make sure that this never happens again. You can't do that. You can't determine what bad things happen to you in their future. But this bad thing has happened now. And what you are doing is learning to heal from a really bad thing without falling apart, without feeling like you are helpless and stuck. And that skill translates, okay? It does not matter what else is going on in your life. The skill of being able to pick yourself up and get back on your feet and get your emotions back under control, that is always going to serve you. It's always going to help you in all sorts of things through life. So if you learn this now, this very valuable skill now, even though it wasn't there that you have to learn this valuable skill, it is still going to be good for you. It's still going to be some good stuff that you have learned in your life. All right. I know it sucks that it happened to you. I am sorry that it happened to you. However, I'm glad that you made it here with me. All right. Let's see. Got any questions? Y'all let me know. Post them in the comments. Let me make sure I'm not missing any. Nope, don't see any there. All right. Come back over here to Facebook. All right. You said, Caroline said, so I feel a bit embarrassed about taking him back. Like I know I deserved better. How do I get over this? You know, that whole, oh, what I deserved thing. We all deserve good things to have happen to us, but we all have bad things that happen to us. And it's not about deserving them. Bad things happen to you because we have to experience some bad in our lives. We wouldn't appreciate all the good if only good happened to us. We got to experience some of the bad. You know now how much you love him. You're embarrassed by it, but think about it for a second. Right now, you know with beyond a shadow of a doubt exactly how much you love him. You love him in like unconditional love range. You love him so much that even though this has hurt you so deep and so powerfully, you still understand that deep down, damn, this must be my person because I'm willing to forgive him. I'm willing to work this out. I am willing to go ahead and do this. That is not saying that you deserved something bad to have happen to you. That's not saying that. But you have found a love that pushed your limits. What you thought was a deal breaker, what you thought was your limit is not. You are going above and beyond everything you thought about yourself with this love. So you shouldn't be embarrassed about that at all. You should be amazed. You should feel like freaking Superwoman out here. You got a cape. You got an S on your chest because you have found something incredible and you were like, damn it, I'm not trying to let it go. I don't care what people say. You are actually getting into that real life unconditional love range. That's not something to be ashamed of. That is a beautiful, wonderful thing that has happened to you. I want you to celebrate that, okay? It sucks that it had to be like that, but it is real. It is a real thing that has happened to you, that you love this person this much, all right? I feel like, you know, if we find that, not everybody finds that. Not everybody finds that. It is a rare thing to find somebody that you would love unconditionally. That is not one of those things we just all automatically get in this lifetime. So I feel like if we get that, let's appreciate it. Let's be as humble as we can about it and accept it as much as we can. Okay. Oh, I thought it was on mute. All right, there we go. All right. Ooh, wait. I missed somebody. Hold on. Sarah, to forgive, how much should I expect from him? Okay, we're reconciling, but the old behaviors keep coming back, and I'm the one who had, I don't know what that is. It was an emoji. It's not showing me. Like, okay, so you're reconciling, but the old behaviors keep coming back. Well, see, that's the thing. All right, what are the old behaviors? Because if it's simple stuff like he takes his phone into the bathroom, you know, like there are some things that are absolutely normal now that people have said, oh no, if you're doing that, then you're cheating. So is he doing things that are actually things that people normally do that make you feel like he's cheating, that remind you of the cheating? Or is he doing things that are actually like cheating? Is he actually doing, let me know which one of those he's doing. All right. Sarah, all the hearts. Heal, girl. Here we gonna heal. We gonna work on the healing today. Sherry says, what are your recommendations for a spouse that has a sex/porn addiction, serial cheater, pathological liar? Is this salvageable? And can you seriously rebuild trust and heal from all this pain? It doesn't matter what they are. You can heal. It does not matter. All of that, all of the labels that we can put on it. In pathological liars, that's a diagnosis. Don't diagnose people, okay? People are like, oh, you're a narcissist. We cannot do that. We do not have doctorates, and we do not know how to diagnose somebody, okay? That's one of those things. I was a nurse for a very long time, so I know we can't diagnose people, okay? Only doctors can do that. So, like, all right, fine. Whatever label it is you're going to put on them, you can still heal. And if they're still your person, they're still the person that you love and the person that you want to be with, absolutely, it is salvageable, and you can rebuild the trust, and you can be together. Like, that, absolutely. It doesn't matter. It all matters what you want to do. This is your decision. This is, what do you want to do with your life? Is this the person that you want in your life or not? If not, okay, that's fine. But if they are, absolutely, it can work. Mine was super difficult, and guess what? We got through it. Right? He had a real diagnosis. We took him to the doctor and found out he has bipolar disorder. Okay, yeah, even with a real diagnosis, we were still able to work through it. Lying, cheating, all of that. We were able to get through it. Yes, absolutely, you can. All right. Sarah, as flawed as he is, I have loved him for 37 years. I am so glad he's back and trying to reconcile, but I do have my limits. We've been married for 37 years and the clock is ticking. Not going to put up with any more bullshit. But, I mean, is he doing any bullshit now? Yeah, you're like, okay, we're at that. Okay, you're like, you have your limits. I don't think you've reached your limit yet. I don't think you actually have, because you're still here, you're still working on it. So you actually haven't reached your limit. So don't keep telling yourself that you have, because you will tell your brain that, and your brain will be like, oh, I'm just done. So don't do that to yourself. This is the person, you're waiting on him. You're trying to get this right with him. You're not going to put up with any more bullshit. Okay, cool. But, I mean, is he doing any bullshit? Is he doing right, or is he doing wrong now? Let me know. Diana, my hub and I are pretty good so far. Glad to hear, Diana. So still 8 months later, I have that feeling of betrayal and anger toward him and the other person. So does that mean I haven't forgave my husband? Yeah, still having that pain, still having that resentment, that anger about it. Yeah, that means that you haven't totally forgiven. Now, I'm not saying that you have to forgive the other person. Feel free to heap upon them all the hate that you would like. If you want to take all of the annoyance and the irritation that you have for him and put it onto the other person, feel free to do that. That person is not going to be part of your life anyway. They don't matter. You can hate them as much as you want. But we want to try and forgive our spouse, the person that we live with and love and we want to be with. We want to try and forgive them. We want to try and get to a place where we're not hurting about what they have done anymore. We shouldn't have to live with that forever. That's not fair to us. We didn't do it. Why should we have to hurt forever because of it? So we can indeed heal. But you need to be working on forgiving him, working on saying, okay, I am hurt, but I'm going to release the fact that I don't think that you were trying to hurt me. I'm going to release this to the universe. I'm going to start to let this go. And then you just start to work on it. You tell yourself every day, I forgive. I am not hurting. My hurt shrinks every day. It gets smaller and smaller and smaller. It is getting more and more manageable. It is getting less and less attention from me every single day. And just keep telling yourself that. Keep working towards that. It's going to make you feel like, okay, yeah, it is starting to shrink. It's starting to get a little smaller. It's getting more manageable. And then you get to a place where all of a sudden that pain is just gone. It used to be right here in the center of my chest, it used to be a spot. And every time like something came up, or, I saw something on the TV, or, heard a song and somebody cheated, it would just twinge right here. And that has gone away. It has completely gone away over the years. It was bigger than me when it started, and I just kept working on shrinking it and shaping that ball of pain and anger and frustration into a smaller and smaller and smaller ball. And then one day it was just gone. So you just got to keep on working on that, moving forward. deciding what you want to do, staying in that forgiving headspace and going forward with it. Sarah Grace, girl, that's the whole thing. We got to show grace, because aren't you going to need grace at some point too? I know I'm going to mess up. I know that going in, I did not ever think that I was going to be very good at a relationship, even going in. My mother told my husband the first time she met him that I was flighty and that not to expect too much of a long-term thing with me, okay? We have to give ourselves a little grace. We have to understand that we are people, we change, we grow, we do the wrong things sometimes, but we will grow, we will improve. Sarah, no, just anger. No, he's not a serial cheater. He just has leftover behaviors before he did. So baby steps, old patterns. Well, see, that's the thing. If it's normal stuff, he's not just running around cheating all the time. Okay, we got to start letting those things just be normal. If he's got anger, is that what you're saying? He's got anger, or is that what you're still holding on to? And he's doing his old patterns. This is a person that you loved through those old patterns too. You got to remember that. You got to remember that you can't make them be a completely different person now. Just because they have done this doesn't mean that, oh, we have to completely overhaul your whole personality now. Everything that ever annoyed me about you, that has to change. We got to remember not to step to that side of the line, because then that's saying that I don't accept you. I don't really care about you. Like, I want you to be this certain way, and if you're not that way that you are in my head, then you're not acceptable to me. We don't want to do that to our partners, because we don't want that done to us. That is a huge thing about forgiving, because you're going to need forgiveness too. So one of these days, are you going to want him to be 8 months out and still saying that you need to change, that you need to improve, that there's something wrong with you, that he's still hurting, he's still upset with you? You don't want that for yourself. Imagine how you would feel if it was almost a year later and he was still talking about something that you did to him. You would feel like, well, damn, you never forgive me. You're not going to ever let that go. You're not going to ever just say that, okay, I forgive you, I still love you because of that. Oh, well, you must not really love me very much. And so then if he's starting to think that, then he's going to get a little defensive. So, you got to watch that. Diana said those feelings only get maybe one time a month compared to before, so definitely working towards a stronger and better relationship. And I bet you that's some PMS too. I bet you little hormones mixed in with that, or the full moon, or both. It can be both at the same time. But I bet you that's when it happens, right? Little hormonal effects in there. It's real easy to get a little sensitive when we have PMS and our hormones are a little out of whack. It's very easy to feel like, oh, I'm going to scream at you, we're going to have a problem. It's very easy to do that. Sari says, no, he has anger for himself. He hates himself and can't look in the mirror. That's not my problem. Well, no, that's definitely not your problem. He has to work on that. But the thing is, the thing that is going to help him do that, to get to that better place, to be able to look at himself in the mirror, is you actually forgiving him. You actually not staying in this hurt, broken down place anymore, will show him that it's okay for him to start healing too. And that's the hard part about this. Everybody always says baby steps, but you ever watched a baby walk? Have you ever done that? Baby steps are these, what did they say? Great lurching steps into the unknown. You are trusting in yourself in a way that you have never trusted in yourself before. You have decided, I am up on 2 feet and I am going to start to propel myself that direction. And I just think that I can do it. My body is trying to line up with it. I got a basic idea of how I can do it, and I'm just going to go for it. And that's what babies do. And I want this to be like that. I want this to really be like that for you. I know people think baby steps as tentative, hesitant. I don't want you to think of them like that. I want you to think of them as great lurching steps into the unknown, just reaching for it because I feel like I can walk. I want to have that freedom. I want to expand my borders. I want to go past where I am. And to do that, I have to walk and I have to take a step forward into the unknown. I want it to be like that for you. Okay. I want you to go forth with enthusiasm and really put yourself out there to heal. Because what is the point of having the person that you love with all your heart, if you're scared to love them? Now, what good does that do you? Now you're just sad and feeling less of the love that you could be feeling because you're holding on to pain and fear and regret and anger. That seems like it sucks. That seems like a bad choice. I don't want you to make bad choices, all right? I want you to have good things going on in your life. Make the choice that this is your person, and you are going to try and find all of the love and grace and compassion and understanding and vulnerability and openness and happiness that you can possibly find, because you are just grateful to have found your person. We are just going to stop feeling like we are doing something wrong here and put ourselves out there. I want you to go for it. All right. I want you to go for, hey, this is somebody I love, and I'm going to treat them like I love them. All right. It's an easier way to heal. It is tapping into the power of your love and your emotions. That's good feeling. Tapping into that and using that to propel you forward. There's nothing wrong with that. Love who you love. Love who you love. And yes, you're going to have some pain. Yes, you are. I promise you are. But you're also going to have amazing, wondrous love that takes your breath away too. You're also going to get that. So I feel like it's worth it. I feel like it's all right, fine. If I'm going to put my heart on the line, I could be hurt real, real bad, but it could also be ecstasy. And so I feel like that's worth the risk, To me, it was. Me and my honey, it was worth the risk. He is my other half. I have loved him for centuries, it seems like. I feel like we have come to this planet just to be together, just because it's fun to be together in a place where we can be emotional and physical with each other. And we probably go back to the other side and experience the spiritual relationship, and then we come back and do it all over again. That's what I think happens with us, at least, because he's my honey. And, I would find him in 1,000 lifetimes. I would. He's just that person. If you got that person, why shouldn't you go all out for them? Why shouldn't you put yourself on the line for that kind of love? Why not? I know it seems scary. I know it does. But everything you want is on the other side of that fear. If you just push through it, if you just go ahead and decide, yeah, I'm going to be afraid, but the fear is not going to kill me, and then I might get something awesome on the other side. Just go ahead and push through it and get to that other side. It's great over here. You'll love it here. Come on through. Come through the fear. All right, y'all. Any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? Anything else can I explain to you? Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. I don't think I did. All right. You let me know. Is there anything else you would like for me to explain to you, to tell you today? I enjoy telling you this stuff. I want you to, feel free to reach out to me too. If you are feeling like you may need a little bit of guidance, you need a little bit of assistance to start really getting on the healing path. You're missing something. You can't quite let it go. You can't get to a good place, and you need a little help. I am here for you. Message me. I am very available to work with you, okay? Angela, you said I had to work on myself before I could forgive him. Girl, you said a word right there. My self-esteem was at an all-time low, and I couldn't understand why he wanted to stay with me. what was it about me that made him want to stay? I didn't see myself as someone that could be loved that deeply by anyone. Once I worked on me and became confident as a woman, I was much better. Girl, said a mouthful right there. You got to be working on you. That's why I focus on you all. That's why I'm not inviting the men to this conversation. I'm not doing that, because you got to start from you. That's where the healing is going to sprout from. It cannot start from anywhere else. It has to start with you. You're the person that's hurting. You're the person who is in a bind right now. It has to start from you. When you get to the place where you're like, I am going to be in control of my life, you start making those choices. And then as you are going along that path, the right things start to happen, because you are coming at it from, I'm not going to act like a person who is hurting. I'm going to act like a person who's healed up. I'm going to act like a person who believes in themselves. I'm going to act like a person who is loved. I'm going to act like a person who is loving. And then once you start down that path, that's when things start going right. That's when things start changing, because you have changed. You change the things around you. It is what it is. It is the law of the universe. It is immutable. When you change, the things that are touching you have to change. There is no choice. So once you work on that thing, whatever it is, working on the resentment, working on the anger, working on the sadness, getting your emotions regulated, because that's the second step of healing. We got the, oh shoot, what is the word for it? Can't think of it. I thought of the second one and couldn't think of the first one. The second step of healing is regulation. You got to regulate your emotions. Oh, devastation. Haha, I knew it began with a D. Devastation is the first step. You are a pile on the floor. You are boneless. This bad thing has happened to you. You don't know how to get up on your feet. You don't even know how to get up off the floor at this point. And all your marbles have scattered all over the floor. The second step is regulation. You are gathering your marbles. You are starting to get bones back in your legs. You are starting to be able to stand up on your own 2 feet. And as you regulate those emotions, that is the thing that tells him, oh my God, we might be able to make it through this. Until then, there's not going to be any progress. You're not going to get anywhere if you are still waiting for, oh, he's got to come to my rescue and help me regulate before he starts acting the way that I need him to act for all of the healing to occur. It takes that little bit from you. You got to start gathering up those emotions, regulating your emotions first. It doesn't work the other way around. First. And then that is the signal to him, oh, we may be able to make it through this. Let me try and jump on doing the things that I need to do to be able to work this out, because she's given me signs that this could work out. But until you give that sign, there's a lot of miscommunication. There's a lot of clashing that happens. And it happens almost every time I work with somebody. Until you get to that place where you're like, okay, I'm going to get in control of me. And I don't care what he's doing. I'm going to get in control of me. Until you get to that place, it's all chaos. But when you get to that place and you start moving from that place, everybody gets on the healing path together. It's a beautiful thing. All right? Does that make sense? You all let me know. So Angela's got it. Angela's saying, it took me. It took me first. You got to start to regulate those emotions. If you are dysregulated, if your nervous system is fully activated and you are in fight or flight mode, you are not in couple mode. You are not in this relationship is going to be okay mode. You are in, I am here to survive all by myself. It doesn't matter who you were linked up with when you were in survival mode. You will push him off a cliff. We don't need him to survive, all right? We don't need that, and that's what's wrong. If you are actively having your nervous system overriding your decision to work this out in the relationship, then every time there is a choice to be made, the choice is going to be, oh, I'm going to throw him off the cliff. Right? I am going to save myself. I'm going to throw him right off the cliff. So we got to get to a better place emotionally, get our nervous system together, that heart race and that chest pounding, that head, being squeezed, and that tunnel vision, all of that stuff. We got to get that stuff under control, and then you can get on with the healing. All right. Hope that makes sense. You let me know. You can hear me talking all nasally. My allergies are acting a fool. It started getting warm here, so everything is opening up. All the trees, all of the flowers, they're all opening up, and then it's going to be frost in like 2 days, so it's going to kill everything. Alrighty. Looks like there's no other questions. Anybody else? Give you a second. But if there are not, I want to talk to you about affirmations, because that's what we talk about at the end of all of these. I want you to be doing some affirmations, okay? Affirmations are whatever you tell yourself, okay? They can be positive or they can be negative. If you were consistently saying, he never loved me, my whole life was a fake, that is what your brain is going to believe, okay? Because that's the message you have sent it over and over and over again. That is what you have affirmed. So it is an affirmation, and your brain is going to believe it. But if you start telling yourself good things, your brain will believe that too. It's a wonderful thing that our brain does. It will agree with us. Whatever we keep on saying and repeating, it will agree with us eventually. So I want you to be working on saying positive affirmations to yourself every single solitary day, all through the day. Telling yourself that you are great, telling yourself that you are beautiful, telling yourself that you are loved. I had to do it. I had it going on so hard for a minute that it felt like I was a little delusional. I was like, I'm constantly giving myself compliments, telling myself good stuff in my head. Am I delusional? Am I really that self-centered? Am I really that conceited? No, I was not. I just had really low self-esteem, and telling myself positive things about myself felt like I was being conceited. All right. I used to always think that people were thinking the worst things about me. I am 6 feet tall. I have been so for since 10th grade. All right. So I've always towered over people. I've always been bigger than people. I have this personality. Okay. People, I always believed, were looking at me, judging me, thinking bad things about me, thinking that I'm too tall, that I'm too fat, that I'm too loud, that I'm too this or that, too that. And I would feel bad about myself, and I would be mind reading, walking around thinking that I knew what other people were thinking about me. When they looked at me, I just automatically assumed the worst. And one day I found out, and I think I had done some research as far as, feeling good, having good self-esteem, and it said that I was mind reading, that I was saying what I thought that other people were thinking. And so that was all my thoughts. It wasn't about them at all. It was all about what I was thinking about myself. So they were like, okay, if you're going to lie to yourself, lie good. Don't lie bad, lie good. Okay, you don't know that bad thing is true, and you say that with so much authority and so much force, and you say that like it is absolutely true. You know it to be true. Okay, do the same thing with something good. Turn it around, start doing the good thing instead of the bad thing. So that's what I did. I started saying, okay, instead of they are looking at me so they think that I'm some sort of freak, I'm so tall, I'm so different, and they can tell. Stop doing that. Started thinking that I'm a star. Everywhere I go, I started thinking that I should be wearing my shades because the flashing lights are going to be too much for me when I get out of this car, when I get off this bus, when I appear amongst my people. They are going to love me. They are going to be happy to see me. They are going to be joyful that they got this moment with me. All right. Told myself that instead of, oh, they think that I'm such this and that. Okay. People started treating me differently. People started waving to me, smiling at me, trying to talk to me, trying to be close to me. Come to find out, when you start believing good things about yourself, it shows through to other people, and other people start treating you better. How freaking know, okay? So I want you to be working on your affirmations, telling yourself these good things about yourself so that it starts to change other people too. Remember, when you change the world around you. So when you start feeling better about yourself and telling yourself these positive affirmations on a regular basis, other people will start to see it. Oh, so good. It's such good stuff. All right, so let's see. Give you an affirmation for today. Oh, today I am responsible. Today I will make good choices that will bring me health and happiness. Ooh, I like that one. Today I am responsible. Today I will make good choices that bring me health and happiness. Today I am responsible. Today I will make good choices that will bring me health and happiness. I like that one. That's a good one. You tell yourself I am for an affirmation. And even if you don't believe it in the moment, that's not necessary. You don't have to actually believe it beforehand. You just have to keep repeating it as if you do. You have to repeat it as if it is a real thing. Say it like you would say it to your best friend, but you are responsible. You are a very responsible person. You make sure that you make good choices, and your choices always seem to be bringing you good health and they bring you happiness. You are responsible. I need you to be on that level, okay? When you are trying to convince your best friend of something positive about them, I need you to treat yourself the same way. Look yourself in the eye in the mirror or the phone and tell yourself with conviction, tell yourself with emotion that this affirmation is true. And when you do that consistently, you start to believe it. Your brain will agree with you. Your brain will bring another thought. Think about it for 17 seconds. Think a good thing about yourself for 17 seconds, and your brain will join that thought with another good thought. So just get into the habit. Once you get into the habit, it becomes much, much easier. All right? All right. So that was it. Got our affirmation on for today. So I think that's about it. Let me make sure. No other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints. Nothing else going on that I can see. So glad that you all joined me today for the Healing Hour Live. You know, I love to tell you this information. I want you to know this stuff so that when you go forward, you can heal. You can feel better. You don't have to stay hurting and sad like you are. You don't have to. I promise you that is unnecessary. You are not being punished. You just have to decide what you want. You have to decide that you want to go forward. You got to decide that you're not going to stay stuck in the past and you are going to live for the love that you have and that it's worth it and that what you want is worth it. You know, you deserve to have what you want. Everybody's always talking about, well, I deserve better. You deserve to have what you want. So if you can do this and you can have what you want, then we've taken care of the deserving part. All right. All righty. I think that's about it. Thank y'all so much for coming. And of course, I will be back here again for the first Healing Hour Live of April of 2023. This year is moving right along. I will be here on the 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Healing Hour Live. In the meantime, do your affirmations, do your deep breathing, do your journaling. And I love you. And I am proud of you for doing this. Okay? All right, y'all. That's it. That's all I got. I will talk to you again next week, okay? Bye. Bye, Instagram. And bye to Facebook and YouTube. Bye.